In the spirit of a new year, I thought it would be fun to express my Pokemon and Nintendo expectations for 2024. My first prediction is that 2024 will be the year Nintendo announces the next console. Based on rumors I've seen in the success of the Switch, I think it will be a Switch 2. I think that a Switch 2 would be an upgraded version of the Switch with added features. For the upgrades, I'd like to see a better screen, more battery life, and better graphics. I'm not a stickler for graphics, so as long as it consistently runs 1080p at 60fps, I'll be happy. There are two features that must be included in my opinion. First is backwards compatibility with Switch games. The worst part, if there is one, of getting a new console is not having games to play, so it would be great to run Switch games at a potentially higher resolution or with better controllers. I would also want thicker Joy-Cons or a Joy-Con grip for handheld mode. The Switch can get pretty uncomfortable after a lot of time playing in handheld mode, so something to help make it easier to hold would be really good. One feature that I would like to be added to the Switch is pressure-sensitive shoulder buttons. I grew up with a mix of Nintendo and PlayStation games, and the one thing I always loved about PlayStation was the pressure-sensitive shoulder buttons. This would be great for racing games, or really just any game in general. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't want any new mainline Pokemon games in 2024. After Scarlet and Violet's performance issues, I would like to wait before getting a new mainline Pokemon game. That being said, I've heard people begging for a Black and White remake. I don't really want that. Don't get me wrong, I love Pokemon Black and White, but I don't want them remade for a few reasons. Based on the previous remakes, I highly doubt that Game Freak would include any content from Black and White 2. Ideally, the remake would include both stories, but I know that will never happen. And while I do prefer the original Black and White stories, I will be disappointed when none of the content from the sequels is added. It's like when those Sinnoh fans were mad when Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl didn't include much of anything from Platinum. Gen 5 is my absolute favorite Pokemon generation. The graphics, the battle engine, the story, the mechanics, it's all great. My biggest fear is that the remake will ruin these games. Not in the way that fans think that Game Freak ruined Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, topic for another time, but more in the way that it ruins the charm of the originals. Gen 5 is so unique with its blend of 2D sprites and 3D models, fully animated battle sprites, not to mention that it was my first Pokemon game, so I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Don't get me wrong, I would love remakes of these games, but I just don't want to be disappointed. On the other hand, I would love a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. I recently started playing them more and frankly, I really love it. The stories, the gameplay, the mystery, everything. I would love to see another entry in 2024. We haven't gotten a new game in this spin-off series since 2020, and I really hope they bring it back. I'm probably delusional, but here's my theory. As previously stated, I think that the Switch is on its way out, so Pokemon is probably not going to release a new mainline game for that last year, so I think they're going to release a spin-off instead. This could possibly be a new Mystery Dungeon game. I would love a new original title, but I would also love a remake, specifically a remake of Explorers of Sky. That's at the top of my wish list for 2024. They could also release a new Pokemon Legends game. I am very undecided when it comes to Pokemon Legends Arceus, again topic for another time, but to be frank, I really enjoyed playing it, but I disliked how repetitive the game was, and I wasn't a fan of the story. That being said, I wouldn't be opposed to a new Legends game. For my ideas, I think that Unova, Kalos, and Galar would be great regions to explore in the past, but I'm not holding my breath for a new game in this spin-off series. Yes, I said spin-off because it is not a mainline game. First, it has completely different mechanics. Second, it has a completely different game structure. And third, it doesn't even use the same battle system. I don't play Metroid. I've only tried the GBA one on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, but I've also not played a Metroid Prime game. Honestly, I just feel bad for you Metroid fans. This game was announced in 2017 and we've not seen any updates on it. I just want it to be released so that Metroid fans can have a win. If the Switch 2 does get announced or released in 2024, I would like to see a new 3D Mario game as a launch title. The last original game we got was Odyssey in 2017, but I'm not looking for an Odyssey 2. I'm looking for a Mario Galaxy-like game. The Galaxy games are my personal favorites of the 3D Mario games, so something in a similar style would be right up my alley. I would also like to see a new Mario 3D World game. I don't like it as much as the Galaxy games, but I would like to see this style of 3D Mario return, possibly in the style of Mario Wonder. I would like to see a new Kirby game. I'm a simple man, so any Kirby game would do. I haven't played Forgotten Land yet, but I wouldn't mind a sequel. Really, anything Kirby in 2024 would be great. This is a stretch, and I haven't even played a Rhythm Heaven game yet, but I would love a new one. Even just a remake of a previous game, that would be enough. It looks really fun, and I would love to play a game like this on modern hardware. Also on this list, an Earthbound remake, because apparently Mother 3 is too much to ask for. I would actually like to see a new Pilot Wings game in the same style as Pilot Wings Resort. One improvement I would like to see is expanding on more gameplay styles. Resort had the plane, rocket belt, and hang glider, along with their super variants. I would like to see more missions with the super variants, and some new machines to play around with. Maybe skydiving? Was skydiving ever in these games? Okay, so skydiving was in the previous games, but non-resort. So add in skydiving and more flying squirrel suit missions, because those were really fun. One game I would love to see in 2024 is a sequel to a beloved 3DS game that features Miis. Yes, I am talking about Miitopia. Listen, I have heard y'all begging for a new Tomodachi Life, but I'm not a fan. Would I like to see a new Tomodachi Life? Sure, but I'm not holding my breath for it. On the other hand, Miitopia is right up my alley. I really liked how creative this game was, and the battle system is such a breath of fresh air after I play too much Pokemon. All I would like is a sequel to this game with more jobs, but please keep Cat and Mage because those are my favorites. Finishing off the video is a list of all the games announced for 2024 or earlier that I am excited to play. First, I have to mention how excited I am for the remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I have never played a Paper Mario game before, except for a little bit of Paper Mario 64, but I am a big fan of RPGs and I love to see old gems get more attention. I am also excited for Super Mario RPG. I haven't played the original, but it looks like a really good time. Princess Peach Showtime looks like it will be a really fun time, but I just hope it's as fun as it looks. My one worry is that it will lack depth because it tries to do too much with all of its gameplay styles at once. I haven't played Pikmin 4 yet, but I've heard great things about it. I am currently working through the Pikmin games, very slowly, and I really like Pikmin 1, and I'm excited for other games in the series. I loved playing through Breath of the Wild on my Wii U, so I'm super excited for Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, I'm just waiting until I have enough time to play the game. I am not good at platformers, but two games I would love to play are Super Mario Wonder and Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Both look really fun, and I am excited to experience both. And how about we finish off with a few 2024 updates and announcements for my channel. My New Year's resolution is to really grow my channel, which means I'm going to try to make a lot more videos. Next will probably be a playthrough challenge of Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, and the Johto Starters video will start production soon. If you liked my videos, be sure to check out my other ones and subscribe to see more.